Was good, Palm Tree? I have a lot to say about this album, and quite frankly, I am surprised I enjoyed it that much. This is the review for Jack Harlow, Jackman. So, why was I skeptical about Jack Harlow up until this point? Is it because he's white? No. It's because he's white and not independent. Don't get me wrong, it's not that I wasn't into him because of his skin color. For me personally, when you see a white dude at the top popping and he's getting all the brand deals and the major endorsements and he's, doing it real big, to me personally, as the hip hop head I am and the blogging asshole that I am, it's just I look at a Jack Harlow prior to this album more like a pop star and not an MC. Don't get me wrong, some of my favorite rap acts of all time have been white dudes. Atmosphere, Suicide Boys, Insane Clown Posse. But the difference between acts like that and a Jack Harlow is that those three that I mentioned remained independent. And Jack Harlow didn't exactly go that route. I am all for this guy chasing the bag, but for me, who is forever, an underdog singing the song and the praises of other underdogs, it just comes down to who I choose to support. But this album impressed me so much, and for the last day or so, it's practically been on repeat for me. Now, I love the production on here. There's some really smooth sampling, and quite frankly, I don't even recognize the vocal samples on this project. And Jack Harlow has bars, like he's definitely a lyricist. So Jack has bars and he has like a pretty good beat selection on this tape. I guess to compare him to anybody else who's kind of rhyming in that lane would be J. Cole. And I actually really like the fact that Jack Harlow didn't come with any features on this project, so you could really just sit down and listen to him for who he is. And being that he was born in 98, he came along in the last couple of years, it seems like he has more of a younger TikTok fan base. So you take a guy like me, I'm 30, yeah, I relate to the young crowd and I relate to the old heads as well. So I'm like kind of 50-50 in the middle, but this is kind of the project that honestly brought me around to being a supporter of Jack Harlow's. Okay, so one song in particular that really sticks out to me is Gang Gang Gang, because of this subject matter where he takes this scenario where if some of his boys get caught up in rape charges or molestation allegations. And I thought this song in particular was so remarkable because it's this scenario where, as the listener, I'm put in this situation is what would I do if one of my homies got into a situation that serious? And then just the way Jack Harlow hit it with the lyricism in the bars, like twins till the end, cousins until we wasn't, all of these things that rhyme and talk about the fallout between you and your boys when that horrible thing would happen. And then I was kind of feeling him but not feeling him at the same time on the song It Can't Be, because then he's like, I'm preaching kind of like I'm doing the right thing, I'm looking out for my peoples, I'm being a good dude, but it must be the color of my skin that not everybody's rocking with me. And again, man, I think it's because of the amount of exposure he gets as a white rapper, but in all actuality, listening to him on this project and just realizing, okay, he's out of Louisville, Kentucky. He's like the second dude to do it out of that city. Prior to that, Bryson Tiller was the only big artist I had heard from Louisville. Every reason in the book, I should have been rocking with Jack Harlow this whole time. And yeah, I could say like he had maybe a couple good songs, or I had heard him spit like obviously on the radio and I'd seen him host SNL. He is a likable dude. So just to zip this part up is like, for me personally, I had a tough time like coming into fanhood for Jack Harlow because it's like just the amount of exposure he has as a white rapper. Compare him more to a Justin Bieber rather than like a Slug or a Dottie Gats or like the Grouch, And then while we're on the subject of white rappers, he's always going to get the Mac Miller comparison, unfortunately. And quite frankly, it sucks for him, and those are huge shoes to fill, but it would be interesting to see him kind of play off of that. Like maybe he should do a tape with like ID Labs or do a tape with Sledrin, or like go up to Pittsburgh and do something with that whole scene to just pay homage, because he's going to get compared to Mac forever simply because they're both white, around the same age, and probably appeal to some of the same audience. So I think when it's all said and done, man, quality over quantity, and at 24 minutes, I think this tape was just enough to really let you know that Jack Harlow is somebody, I really need to be fucking with. So with that being said, I did definitely enjoy this project. I want to continue to enjoy this project and go back and see what I've been missing from Jack this entire time. All right, so what did you guys think of Jack Harlow, Jackman? Please let me know in the comments. Till next time, it's been another Palm review. Let me know if you need your music reviewed. Hit me in the DMs. Peace, love, Palm.